What's up guys, Woody here, back with another Gwent video, today we're talking, or today it's like a reaction video to the pretty damn awesome developer stream that we got today. Now, before we dive into the meat of this content, I just want to apologise. I know my YouTube side of thing has been a little bit quieter than I would like. I haven't been doing decks just because McBeard has completely proved me wrong here. There are some fun decks out there to go and make and have fun, but I've been really focusing recently on competitive side of play, so I haven't been playing too much around with deck playing, but that's going to change next month, especially with this update. And new to Gwent series has been a little bit lackluster, but trust me, I've got 2 videos coming in that series this week. But enough of that. Let's actually jump into the meat of this video, which is, I suppose, me reacting to the developer stream that happened today. I say developer stream, it's not a developer stream. They've now put out pre-release videos or pre-recorded videos, which I think is absolutely fine. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Now, this one was a very, probably, I would say this stream or video was more anticipated than the Novigrad expansion, because they very nicely came out at the beginning of the month on the 1st of July and said on Twitter, Jason Slama said, "Don't worry guys, we're not nerfing the Syndicate and Skellige bronzes, we're bringing all the others up." And everyone was like, "Oh, you know, they'll bring a few up and all things like that." I was genuinely blown away by what happened in this video today. So they confirmed that they have checked and changed 256 cards. I am not kidding. 256 cards have been looked at and altered very slightly. 200 cards have had pretty much a complete rework, which is just insane bonkers. Like, along with that, well, in the midst of that 256 cards is 4 leader cards, all Northern Realms. Northern Realms has had the most attention. I don't think anyone's going to hate me for saying that they definitely needed the most attention. Now, CDPR had a massive challenge doing this, a huge challenge. Like, it's easy for us to sit behind our monitors and go, this faction's broken, it's ridiculous. And CDPR could quite easily go, I'll tell you what, and we're going to just adjust this provision. We're going to reduce the provision cost and increase the body. There you go. And that would keep the faction identity, because I think Northern Realms had a good identity. They were just very subject to removal. So increasing the body would have worked. CDPR have gone above and beyond. And I honestly think this is the case when it comes to putting every ounce of passion they have for Gwent into this rework for the faction. It blew my mind how well they've sat down and gone, okay, how do we make this card still fit in with Northern Realms, still do what Northern Realms cards should do, but be more powerful, synergize with archetypes, with the faction. And what they've done, and the cards we're going to go through in this video, like, honestly mind-blowing. Incredible stuff. It was amazing. So, absolutely hats off to them. We didn't see any other cards. We didn't see any Nilfgaard cards. We didn't see any monster cards. We didn't see any Scoia'tael cards today. We just saw Northern Realms, but we know that they have, 256 cards have had a tweak. 200 cards have had not a big change, but a notable change. So, yeah, there's definitely other factions out there being affected. But, yeah, we're going to go through the cards today. I'm going to give my reactions to them, what I think is good about them. If I think they could have changed anything, pretty much not. But yeah, that's the way it's going to work. Now, before we get into that, there's 2 other things I need to point out that they announced in this stream, which is, again, mind-blowing. Bonkers mind-blowing. The first one is that they have removed Reach from the game. Like, what? Like, literally, Reach 1, Reach 2, gone. And they really put a good argument out for this. Reach 1 cards don't get played. Simple as that. They're mulligan fodder. That's all they are. Reach 2 cards don't have a punishment. Really. So what's the point in playing Reach? And they're now aiming to play around cards with row lock. So that some will have to be played range, some will have to play melee. Which I think is great. I honestly think it's great. I think it means a little bit more freedom in terms of how you play your cards. And it's going to make the whole playing around removal or playing against removal a lot more challenging. You have to think about where you play your cards and setting up for other stuff. And there's no, yeah, I just think it's great. I think it's a really good thing to go, do you know what, just get rid of Reach. I think that's a great move by CDPR. And the other big thing was there's been a big overwork on removal, basically. And some cards we're going to see today or now show evidence of that. Removal is getting effectively a nerf. Lots of cards are lots of bronzes. Basically, there isn't going to be a bronze that can do removal of 4. I don't know if they're going to adjust Witch Hunter Executioner, for example, because that can remove 17 points if you have the bounty. But I'm not sure what's going to happen there. But in terms of face value, player card remove 4, I don't think... They basically said they don't want that to happen. They don't want bronzes to be able to be removing cards for 4 value. They want your special cards to be able to do big removal. And they want your golden cards to be able to offer 4/5 removal. Which is good. It's like taking away the whole control meta and now shifting to effectively an engine meta, which is like a massive swing. It's a huge swing. How people react to this is going to be very interesting. Added into the fact that they also teased today that the next expansion is not too far away. But I'll go on to that in a completely different video about what I want with expansion wise. But yeah, let's jump into it. Anyway, let's jump into Northern Realms. So I've got some timestamps here. The first timestamp I've got is, or the first card we are looking at is Dun Banner. Dun Banner. Okay, this guy, we're not going to look at previous abilities, we're looking at what they do now. Whenever Dun Banner receives a boost, summon a copy of it from your deck to this row. This now works also with Blue Stripe Commander, meaning that you haven't just got to play Blue Stripe Commander on Blue Stripe Scout. Sorry, you haven't got to play Blue Stripe Scout on Blue Stripe Commander. Blue Stripe Commander is the guy that comes out for 4. And you press order, you pull the other copies out. You often see people playing Blue Stripe Scout to then put another one of them in the deck. If people don't draw that card, they can now play that card on Dun Banner. You can then use Meave to put it to a 4. It's boosted. It now summons out another card. Okay, so all of a sudden now you've got another swarm engine in Northern Realms. Remember, and look at this, guys. These are all human as well, meaning they all work with Draug. These guys all go back to Revenant. So you pop Draug. All of a sudden, you've got Swarm. So, for example, you might have Swarm guys for for Blue Stripe Commander and Swarm on Dun Banner. All of a sudden, you could have 10 Revenants, 12 Revenants just on the board, ready just to cause absolute havoc. And remember, guys, there's no reach. Those ranged row Revenants now reach anywhere on the board. They can now reach your opponent's range row. Yeah. All of a sudden, Draug probably becomes new meta. I'm not kidding. Like Draug, the potential to get Swarm turned into Revenants is insane. Sabrina's going to be going off for huge value. Like Octavus could be setting up big value as well, especially with other cards that are going to be given Zeal when we get on to that in a minute. But yeah, Dun Banner, it's Finning, it's Swarm, it's setting up Draug, it's 3 for 5. It's more than 3 for 5. It's working more like 6 for 5 at least, with the Finning and the potential to go into Draug. And the next timestamp we got Vez. Vez was a card that a lot of people like. I don't blame them. Vez is a very good solid card. Vez used to be damage unit by 4, get Zeal. They've changed now. They gave Vez, rather than a 3 body, she's now a 5 body. So she's a lot more 5 body. Don't worry, guys. The premium still does its jiggle. So she's now a 5 body. But she now only damages for 2. So you're not really playing Vez to remove an engine. You're not really playing Vez to remove a threat. Vez is now coming out more as she's getting 7 value for face. But look at her order. 5 bodies a lot harder to remove now. And she's giving another unit Zeal. Exact same mechanics before. The difference is now she's probably sticking around more because she's a 5 body. And the fact that they are doing a lot of nerfs to like face aggro removal in general, a 5 has got a lot more chance staying on the board. I actually like this change. I think you don't need the heavy removal, especially Ricardo going to go on to in the future. She is a soldier, remember, so she fits into archetype. She is a human. She plays into Draug. Soldier important for a card we're going to look at in a minute. Next timestamp we have, guys. Sorry, I should say again, I completely agree. I think this is a great adjustment for the card. Next card we're going to look at, probably my favourite reveal from today's video. And that is Roach Merciless. Okay, so we can get this guy full screen. This card blew my mind when I saw it. Okay, Roach Merciless, again human, again soldier. Deploy, damaging enemy unit by 2. Okay, that's fine. You're now looking at 5 body, 2 damage, 7 for 11. Death Blow, gain Zeal. Okay, so wait a minute. If I set up a death blow with Vez and then play into this, okay, you gain Zeal. Order, spawn a blue stripes commander and summon it to destroy. Okay, that's not playing for me. Like, spawn. Spawn a blue stripes commander and summon it to destroy. Meaning that if you play this early round 1, then pop the ability, okay, gain Zeal. This guy now comes out. You've already got 2 in the deck. So when you play this, he then pulls out 2 from the deck. You then all of a sudden start your engine going. Your swarm is getting bonkers. Playing into your Draug. It's just, okay, getting a death blow. Even if you don't have any left in deck, you're getting the death blow. You're getting 2 human soldiers on the board. Again, soldiers are important for a card we'll look at in a minute. And humans play into the Draug meta. Like I said, the fact that CDPR have sat down, clearly sat down, and clearly put so much effort into going, how do we really make this faction work? How do we keep its identity? This is just such a nice identity. And for those who, I won't go into too much, my Witcher lore is slowly growing. This is lore. This card is lore friendly. It plays into lore, which is a nice touch for those who are kind of diehard Witcher lore fans. Next one we're going to look at, our next timestamp is Kira. Kira Metz used to be play a spell card from the deck. I quite rightly agree with CDPR in terms of Northern Realms shouldn't really be playing spells. Yes, they have mages, as you can clearly see. But they're not really a spell deck. They're not really... Your special cards shouldn't really be tons of spells. They should have their own kind of like Syndicate Crime synergy. And that's exactly what they're getting. They are getting something called Warface. So she's now changed from playing a spell card from the deck. And now deploy, give adjacent units vitality for the duration equal to their base power. Okay? So, let's say you've got Trident Infantry on the board. You play this Kira next to it. Trident Infantry is 4 body. It gets 4 vitality. And then it's starting pinging for 4. So all of a sudden, that's got 8 extra value in terms of giving Trident Infantry a buff each turn. And it's pinging each turn, because when it gets a boost, it pings an enemy by 1. So all of a sudden, you've broken the 10 provisions for it. This card is going to get... It's going to play into the synergy of boost. It's going to play into the synergy of Trident Infantry. It's going to play... It just plays into the kind of... The buffing archetype of Northern Realms. Northern Realms are very much like boost cards. Cards have boosts. There's even a new keyword to play around if a card is boosted. And as I said, the whole formation mechanic there, they're playing into that more. They're giving more cards formation. Again, I love the change. 7 body. I mean, that's a big play. 7 body. It comes out straight off the bat. You play this between 2 units. It's coming out for 9. If one of those units doesn't get removed next turn, it's coming out for 11. It only has to be around for 3 turns to be coming out for 13 points. You've already got your value back off the card. If you're playing it with the right cards, you're getting that 13 points is all of a sudden now 16 points. So, yeah, a great change again. Now, this is the one I was on about with soldiers, the one to keep your eye out for. And that is, if we can find it, 20... Here it is. Here it is. So, Bloody Flail. This is what I said, a warfare card, okay? So the new special type of card, warfare card. 6 provisions. Give an enemy unit bleeding for 8 turns. You might go, that's not very good. They're just like, really? That's rubbish. For each soldier you control, decrease the bleeding duration by 1 and damage that unit by 1 instead. So let's say, for example, you've got 6 soldiers on the board. It will do 6 damage and then add the 2 bleeding. So there's a 10 cost. If there's a 10 point unit on the board, they will do 6 damage. You'll go down to 4 and then get 2 bleeding. Now, people might go, is this a good card? I think this is a damn good card. You think about how much, so you think at the moment, Foltest Swarm, the Blue Strike Commanders, they're normally getting around about 6 soldiers on the board. Easy. And that's without the new Swarm mechanics. That's without the new Roach Merciless. That's without the Dumb Banner. Okay? Another one to get soldiers out. This can easily get 6. This is basically remove any engine you want. That's basically what this card is. Remove any engine you want. Play this card, remove any engine you want. Simple as that. That's how it's going to work with Northern Realms. Keeping the soldiers on the board might not be the most easiest thing. Even if you have 4 soldiers on the board, it's still coming out for 4 damage. If it's 4 damage if there's a card for 5 value, 4 damage, it goes next turn, unless they boost it because they're bleeding. Yeah, I think it's a damn sight better than what it was. And it's definitely we're going to see this card get in play now. I think this card becomes, I don't want to say auto. Do you know, I wouldn't be surprised if this card comes auto include for Northern Realms decks. Mostly for the fact that all Northern Realms don't really have, outside of like Celtic, they don't really have tool removal. This is pretty much your tool removal. This is your engine removal. This is opponent plays a card I've got to deal with, I get rid of it with this. That's one of the only cards Northern Realms have to do this. And I think the change again is great. It synergizes, it links. Super happy with it. And the final card we're going to look at is another change I think is amazing, and it is Anna. So Anna used to come out and boost adjacent units by 1 if boosted. Now Anna comes out for 4, she's 7 provisions. Every ally turn, on turn end, boost the unit to the right by 1. So you play it. If you haven't got a Meve charge, she still comes out straight off the bat for 5 because she's boosting another unit to the side. If it's a Trident Infantry, all of a sudden she's coming out for 6 because she's boosted the Trident Infantry by 1 and then it's pinged. If she's inspired, and inspired basically means that she's boosted, or the current card's power is higher than its base power, so she's boosted. This is a new keyword I was on about. Then she boosts both adjacent units. So she gets her old ability when she's boosted. So she basically had a buff in terms of if she isn't boosted, if she gets damaged, she's still boosting a card by 1. So you play her out with Meve, you play her out, you boost her with Meve, she's 5. They do 3 damage to her. She's got her 3 value on adjacent cards because she's already buffed them by 1. So she's got 6 value. Next turn she buffs again. She's got her base 7 value. Okay, that's I think enough. Okay, yeah, I think this is another great change. It's another way. It's a very simple change. It's very easy to go, well, this is a simple change. Like, there's nothing special about this. But I think when you take into consideration all the cards we saw today, the cards I've shown you today, and you take into consideration how much thought and effort and, for lack of a better term, love has gone into making Northern Realms great again, you have to take your hat off to CDPR and say that they have potentially hit it out of the park. Now, wrapping things up, I have no doubt with 256 cards being addressed and changed, and also I should say all the missing premiums from Syndicate are coming as well. These guys have been working obviously around the clock, insane. There are going to be cards that are probably slightly overpowered and slightly broken, but I'm pretty confident they are going to be adjusted. They're going to be tweaked as and when they're needed. But I'm genuinely, I'm almost speechless with how well I think CDPR have dealt with this. I've played quite a few digital CCGs, and I've played just a lot of games in general. It's so easy for developers to be swamped under and just kind of take the short route, and I've seen it so many times. I think we've all seen it so many times. When a balance change or a patch is the bare minimum because they're so busy, okay? They're focused on future content. They're focused on content that maybe makes them money. Remember, Gwent is a free-to-play game, so you can argue with them going, oh, next expansion might get new players in. Working on the mobile version, put more hours on the mobile version, is going to get more players in. It's going to make us more money. They've clearly just gone, this month we need to get this right. And this is exactly what we spoke about on the most recent episode of the podcast, is that CDPR are definitely taking the right steps. Gwent isn't there yet to being perfect. But with what we saw today from CDPR, with the passion that's clearly going into it from the development side, from the artistic side, from the gameplay side of things, it's well on its way. 2 or 3 elements missing from it, but Gwent is on its way to being super sexy of a digital CCG. But I mean, I'm being biased now. Anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. It's just a kind of a quick. I like ranting or chatting on, shall we say? But that is my reactions. That's what I think about the most recent dev video, shall we say. I think they've hit it out of the park. I cannot wait to get my hands on these cards, to start building some Northern Realms decks and start pushing some Northern Realms on ladder. I'm super hyped. I'm super excited. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up this video. Thank you so much, guys, for stopping by. If you like the video, then give it a little like. And if you want to keep up with more Gwent content, maybe you're a new player and you want to follow my new to Gwent series, then by all means, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notifications on, and you'll get you get a notification every time there's a new video up. Also, this is where the What's Up Gwent podcast is hosted. So if you want to make sure you keep up to date with the What's Up Gwent podcast, new episode coming in a couple of days' time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because that's where you'll get it if you want to listen to it on YouTube. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, great day, morning, evening, whatever it is where you are, and goodbye.